Yo, what's up everybody? Today, we're diving into a story of epic proportions, a story about African resistance that sent shockwaves across the globe. We're talking about the Battle of Adwa, where, get this, an African army defeated a European colonial power? Yeah, you heard that right. It all went down in 1896 in Ethiopia, a nation with a long and proud history. See, back then, European powers were scrambling to colonize Africa, carving it up like a birthday cake. But Ethiopia, led by the legendary Emperor Menelik II, was like, nah, we're good. The Battle of Adwa wasn't just about defending land, it was about defending dignity, sovereignty, and the very soul of a nation. This victory wasn't just for Ethiopia, it was a victory for all of Africa, a beacon of hope that echoed across the continent. This battle, my friends, shattered the myth of European invincibility. It showed the world that Africans would fight, and fight hard, for their freedom. So buckle up, because we're about to journey back in time to witness this historic showdown. Now, to understand the Battle of Adwa, we've got to rewind a bit. It's the late 19th century and Europe's got a bad case of empire fever. They're hungry for land, resources and power, and guess where they set their sights? You got it, Africa. Italy, a relatively new kid on the colonial bloc, was eager to prove itself. They saw Ethiopia, a nation with a rich history and strategic location in the Horn of Africa, as their ticket to greatness. In 1889, Italy signed a treaty with Ethiopia, the Treaty of Wuchang. But here's the catch. The Italian version of the treaty basically made Ethiopia an Italian protectorate, while the Ethiopian version said something totally different. Classic case of lost in translation, right? Of course, this caused some serious tension. Emperor Menelik II, a shrewd and strategic leader, saw right through Italy's game. He knew they were trying to pull a fast one, and he wasn't about to let them get away with it. Now, let's talk about Menelik II, the man, the myth, the legend. This dude was a visionary leader who played a key role in modernizing Ethiopia and uniting its diverse regions. He knew that a divided Ethiopia wouldn't stand a chance against the Italians. Menelik II was also a master strategist. He understood the importance of diplomacy and played the European powers against each other. He even managed to acquire modern weapons and train his army, preparing them for the inevitable showdown with Italy. When Italy started making moves to assert its so-called protectorate, Menelik II called their bluff. He declared war in 1895, rallying his people with the now iconic words, "Enemies have come upon our country, wanting to change our religion. Our God will ask us to account for our trust. I will not be the one who hands over my kingdom to the enemy." The stage was set for a clash of civilizations. The Italians, confident in their superior weaponry and tactics, marched towards the Ethiopian highlands. Their destination, Adwa, a strategically important town that would become the battleground for African resistance. Adwa wasn't just any random location, it was carefully chosen by the Ethiopians. The terrain was mountainous, which gave the Ethiopians, who knew the land like the back of their hands, a tactical advantage. Meanwhile, the Italians, unfamiliar with the terrain and bogged down by their heavy equipment, were in for a rude awakening. They underestimated the Ethiopians' resolve, their knowledge of the land, and their sheer determination to defend their homeland. Section 5, the battle begins, a clash of empires. On March 1st, 1896, the sun rose over Adwa, casting an eerie glow on the battlefield. The tension was palpable as the two armies, vastly different in size and equipment, prepared for the fight of their lives. The Italians, armed with modern rifles and artillery, launched the first attack, but the Ethiopians, armed with a mix of traditional weapons and some modern rifles, fought back with fierce determination. The battle raged on, a chaotic whirlwind of gunfire, screams, and the clash of steel. The Ethiopians, utilizing their knowledge of the terrain and employing clever tactics, managed to outmaneuver the Italians, drawing them into deadly traps. Section 6, Ethiopian victory, turning the tide of colonialism. As the battle reached its climax, something incredible happened. The Ethiopian forces, led by Empress Taitu Batul and other skilled commanders, launched a coordinated counterattack, pushing back against the Italian advance. The Italians, demoralized and suffering heavy losses, began to crumble. Their dreams of colonial conquest were shattered against the wall of Ethiopian resistance. By the end of the day, the battlefield was littered with the bodies of fallen soldiers, a testament to the ferocity of the fighting. The Ethiopian victory was decisive, sending a clear message to the world. Africa would not be colonized without a fight. Section 7. The Treaty of Addis Ababa recognizing Ethiopian sovereignty. The Battle of Adwa wasn't just a military victory, it was a diplomatic triumph for Ethiopia. The resounding defeat forced Italy to the negotiating table, where they signed the Treaty of Addis Ababa, formally recognizing Ethiopia's independence and sovereignty. This treaty was a major turning point in African history. It shattered the myth of European invincibility and showed the world that African nations could stand up to colonial powers and win. The news of Ethiopia's victory spread like wildfire across the African continent and beyond, inspiring resistance movements and igniting a spirit of Pan-Africanism. Section 8. Adwa's legacy, a beacon of resistance and Pan-Africanism. The Battle of Adwa wasn't just a historical event, it became a symbol of African resistance, a testament to the indomitable spirit of a people determined to chart their own destiny. The victory at Adwa resonated deeply with Africans across the continent and the diaspora, fueling anti-colonial movements and inspiring future generations of leaders. Adwa also played a crucial role in fostering a sense of Pan-African unity. It showed that despite their differences, African nations could come together to fight for a common cause: freedom from colonial rule. Section 9. Remembering Adwa. Lessons for today's world. So what can we learn from the Battle of Adwa today? A lot, actually. It reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, courage, determination, and a belief in one's cause can make all the difference. Adwa teaches us the importance of unity, of standing together against injustice and oppression. It reminds us that true strength lies not in military might alone, but in the unwavering spirit of a people fighting for their freedom. As we remember Adwa, let us honor the sacrifices of those who fought and died for a better future. Let us draw inspiration from their courage and resilience as we continue the fight for equality, justice, and self-determination for all. Peace out.